I had to. I wanted to play it earlier, but I missed the cue. Had to play it. I mean, yo, that's energy though. Mm-hmm. That is fucking energy. I don't care what nobody say, and I feel Will for that. Her saying that she was shocked does say a lot about her poise that day.
Mm-hmm. I always keep in mind that they are actors, and they are still actors. All the shit she's doing and saying, you know what I mean? I take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying I don't believe her.
That's sad. That's fucked up.
I'm not saying I don't believe her.
That's definitely what you're saying.
I'm saying that they are trained actors. So they know how to
evoke emotion.
Exactly. At the right moment.
Yeah, women do that all the time. You don't need to take no fucking acting class.
But they're not all trained.
That's all you fucking need.
Boy, you're coming in hot in these episodes.
That's what I said though. And maybe they tired of acting.
Facts.
And living this scripted, fake life like they was still rocking with each other and they weren't.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I felt that though. I don't think Will was acting in that.
That was real.
Yeah, that seemed like that came from deep seated.
A lot of entanglement. She's fucking on you, this and that. You a fuck boy, all of this shit. And him having the opportunity to say, that's still my wife.
Exactly. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was some real shit. And then he already had beef with Chris Rock.
Oh, he did?
I think there was some type of issue that he had spoken to him about before. Chris Rock kept bringing them up in his stand-ups. Will and Jada. And there was something that happened before. And so this was like, yo, I told you. Yes, Melly, what?
Oh, no, I don't know if this is what the issue that they had, but she did mention, Jada, that Chris Rock had asked her out because he thought that they were divorced. And so I don't know if that plays into it. Because that's one of the things that Chris she had
Rock,
mentioned.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't no Ahmed.
From the IT department.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, stay in your lane. You think he was gonna bag Jada Pinkett? Seriously?
After they did Madagascar together.
No, they didn't. No, did they?
You know the kids movie Madagascar was they in that together. She's the hippo and he's the zebra.
Yeah. And I called him Ahmed. And fucking Madagascar. Wow. 360 moment. 360 moment.
He thought he had a chance.
Are we open? Can they hear us?
That was long.
All right. Okay. We are back with part 2 of this week's So Shameless. No arguments this week. Trom, you good?
Great.
Yeah. Did you listen to last week's episode? You see how I edited that shit up?
Oh, nah. I ain't even listen. I'll listen back now.
See, motherfucker don't even pay attention. I work so hard. I work so fucking hard here.
I usually listen back to the episodes that I wasn't on because, I mean, I was here the whole time, so I heard it. But now right? I want to hear how it was edited, so I will listen back.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I hope you guys out there are enjoying this week's content. Hi, Shivonne.
Hey,
how are
Tahoe.
you?
I'm good.
Are you?
I'm chilling.
Your relationships well in your life?
Majority of them.
Majority? And the ones that aren't?
Working on them.
Good. Working on them.
Working on them. Working on me.
That is a bar. Working on me. Standing on business. Standing on business. Standing on business. Shout out to our producer, Trav, the show, who has given us a whole rundown based around relationships, based around relationship trauma, you know, the thing that we do. I don't know if this is going to be a men versus women thing, but we always outnumber the women here because they talk better than us. Actually, Tron, do you think that you could go like toe to toe with a woman on debating? Like seriously, like you think you do a good job by yourself with a woman? They can't hold you.
It's tough because depends on how you're scoring it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I can say less with I can say more with less words.
Facts.
But I, most women I know, including Dodge, very articulate. She'll just start hitting us with all these words, and it'll sound fancy, and it might sound like a loss.
Oh, yeah,
you
discounted her words.
I felt like I held my own, but public opinion might have got slaughtered. You know what I mean?
Well, you got Shivonne here. You think you could go toe to toe with her today?
I don't even want to. Respectfully, you know.
That was mad funny the way he said that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't want no smoke.
She is a powerhouse. I watched her speak in front of, I want to say maybe 50 or 60 people that day, and just control the room. And I was very impressed. I think, as a matter of fact, that day I asked you, would you like to come on? If not that day, then soon after. And here we are. So we're gonna get into. The first one is interesting. The first one is interesting. The category is relationships. The title is wounds. Oh shit! I didn't. Pull it up. Wounds is the title.
You coming out heavy like that?
Yeah. We all right. Take it easy. Aren't you married?
You work on hard stuff too much.
Yeah. I work on hard stuff way too much. I'm always thinking about what the hell is being said around here. I know her husband. I'm joking. I wasn't. Don't do that, bro. I don't want no problems. Trav, where the hell is your thing at? Pause. This is a lot.
Your mind is in the gutter. You can take it
My
out.
mind is in the gutter already?
Yeah, always.
Well, Trav, where's your thing at is a lot to say to somebody. I can't find it. I can't stop. I can't stop, man. I can't stop. Wounds is the title, and the caption reads, How important is it to heal oneself before entering a relationship? How important is it to heal oneself
before we start dating someone?
How are my personal insecurities going to ruin this relationship? I think that's the first and foremost conversation to have with yourself, because we go into a relationship almost blind to our own wounds, and they resurface in the relationship, and we blame them for not providing the medication of a wound that existed before we met them.
That's so true. Should we really be asking ourselves before we start dating someone?
How are my personal insecurities going to ruin this relationship? I think that's the first.
I think that's how we ended the last segment, basically.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right?
Pretty much.
Walking in with things that you had from the past, but if you've suppressed these things, how are you even supposed to address them before you get into a relationship? Past therapy. Like, say therapy isn't on the table. How do you even recognize those insecurities?
Through paying attention to patterns. But one thing I would say about this is that our wounds, it's the craziest thing right now. This is oxymoronic. It's because, like, you're bleeding, but you don't really know until somebody's like, oh shit, you bleeding, right? So it's kind of like there's blind spots. We don't know that the things that we're doing are common but not normal. Right? So it's not until I'm engaging in a certain level of intimacy in a relationship, right? And this doesn't have to be you being married. There's just certain things that you're not going to know about yourself until it's mirrored back to you.
What do you mean? Like me not liking Virgos?
Exactly. Right?
That's
so
what
like
it said to me.
But if that was a real thing.
It is a real thing.
It is? It is
Yeah.
a real thing?
Yeah, I hate them.
Right? So it can be like...
It's mad funny, man. It's like,
Wait, can they hear online?
Yeah. They know it.
We are all the way live.
Yeah. I hate them. So you think I don't, because it's mirrored back to me, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
what behaviors are in them that's consistently coming up that's really in you that you haven't confronted?
That's a thing?
Absolutely.
That's what he had said earlier.
Absolutely, that's a thing.
But so this is what people do?
People mirror back to you parts of your brokenness. Yeah.
Does that have something to do with the way, like I've said before, that I date broken people. For some reason, I'm always dating broken people that need some type of help.
Yeah.
Are you saying that that's because I need help too? Or
It is because you need help too, but also maybe as a child, you had to be the one to rescue. Your mother, your father, your siblings, maybe you were the one that they came to for protection. I don't think it's by chance that, look at the analogy I gave here, right? Tahoe, if something happened, I'm going to run behind you, right? It's again, that standard that you're holding yourself to. And if you think I can fix, you probably using fixing people as an anesthesia for your own pain.
Wow.
Oh.
So Somebody give me more wine.
Shit.
All right, we're not gonna go that deep.
Fixing broken people as an anesthesia for your own pain. Trom, what you got?
That's amazing. I mean, sheesh. I don't even know where to go from there. I gotta digest that. That was good.
But do you wind up hurting them even more?
Absolutely, because you're bleeding on them. Your pain, your wounds, you're bonding with them over wounds.
I have this thing, right, that I'm going through right now with somebody in my family. They spoke about something that bothered them with me to somebody else. That person wound up coming back and saying, yeah, this person isn't too happy. Family, y'all gonna talk.
Yeah.
This person isn't too happy. And I immediately went to, well, they don't have to talk to me then. And since I said that, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, why are you running from that conversation when all you really have to do is call them and square it out? But just the thought of it is exhausting to me. The thought of having that conversation is exhausting to me. This reminds me of me and my dad. I know this is crazy. I'm saying all of this. I was thinking about this when you guys were talking. Because I've literally run from having this conversation with my dad for like 9 years. Like, every once in a while we'll talk, but I still not getting to the gritty. We've spoken about this on the episode. Like, yo, this is what I feel you did. This is what the, and I look at it and I've really let that relationship fall apart. We don't talk at all. And I'm ready to do it again with this other person in my family. What does that say to you about the way that I'm handling these relationships?
There's a fear there, right? I don't want to therapize or coach you.
Let's have fun with it.
There can definitely be a fear of the rejection on the other end. You don't know what to expect if you have this conversation. There might be emotions that's going to come up that you don't fully allow yourself to embrace, and the fear that those emotions from like the original pain might surface again. And if you didn't deal with it, like, do you have the skill set to be able to deal with it right now? Are you willing to be uncomfortable in a moment, right? Whatever your fear might be. It might be fear of like not being accepted, fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being enough, fear of not being able to save them. You got to really explore like what fear is preventing you from wanting to have the conversation. And then also look at like, what outcome are you looking for by having this conversation?
Can I do those things by myself?
Absolutely.
Give me the tools. Tell me the tools.
So
How?
the tools to be able to, one, reconcile with whatever the pain is. So when I say, like, I really want like a real example, I'll use one from my own life, right? One of my greatest pains was like feeling as though my mom always chose my siblings over me. So to me, I had to perform to get her love. I had to do something. I had to graduate. I had to have a game at school. I had to be in a competition. I had to be getting another award. So my first master's degree, I didn't even want it. I wanted her. And if I didn't get the degree, I didn't want to feel, again, the break in belonging, the not being applauded by her. So I did it for her to give me something, right? So the tools can look like in that is coming to a space in yourself that with or without her, one, I'm still going to be Shivonne, right? You're still going to be Tahoe. Two, I'm looking to heal in this so that I can get free from it, right? Because that anxiety that you feel when you're running from something, they don't feel that. That's on you. That's in your body. That's your nervous system. That's you being broken down in a physical way. So come into a space of like, okay, I want to reconcile this within myself for me. That also gives you the opportunity to see whatever the situation was from their point of view in it, right? To me, I didn't know this until now. I was my mother's, like, I'm the baby of the family. She was betting on somebody being a doctor, and for her, it was gonna be me. I was gonna be the child to restore what she lost, right? So in me wanting to heal that, in me sitting down, processing it from a space of this pain does not define me, right? Because you got to come to terms with that. Whether we speak again or not, here's what I'm willing to do. Here are the boundaries that I'm willing to put up. It really takes you having a plethora of conversation with yourself around your own worth. We place a lot of weight on external factors in relationships because we're searching for something within ourselves. So you would need to sit down and explore. If it is the rejection that I'm feeling, what's real about it? What if I do get rejected by them? What am I making it mean? What weight am I adding to it? So if I call my pops and I want to talk about this thing and he genuinely doesn't want to talk about it, what am I making it mean about me? You need to write those things down. I'm making it mean that he doesn't love me. I'm making it mean that he's not sorry for what he did. I'm making it mean that I'm not enough for him. I'm making it mean that I'm unworthy.
Are you making it mean those things?
Yes, absolutely. We do make it mean those things.
Versus him just not wanting to talk about it for no reason.
There is a reason. So we allude to there's no reason because we don't understand. Our minds are wired to connect information, right? You ever can be like driving down a road and you see a bunch of cops by a car and you might see an accident, right? And it's like a perfect example because trauma puts us in collisions. And you automatically like, oh, without having been there, without knowing who hit who was in the wrong, oh, it looked like he T-boned or this, that, and the third. Your brain starts making up the information that's missing. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do in order to feel safe. Like that's truly a safety mechanism. So if I'm coming to speak to my father about, or I keep it on me, if I'm coming to speak to my mother about like you always esteem my sisters more and she don't have an answer, I'm going to make up something about what it means. As opposed to like, okay, how do I detach from this thing? Because that really was her actions. It don't mean nothing about me. It means everything about how she knew how to deal with it or how she didn't know how to deal with it. How she knew how to show love, how she didn't know how to show love. That has to do with her. So the resolve has to come back to me knowing that I'm enough with 2 degrees or with none. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Okay.
So the first step in that is, as I said to you, making peace with it happened, it hurts, here's why it hurts, but it doesn't mean these things that I'm saying it means. Mm. That makes sense?
It does, but I have a million other questions that I don't want to get into right now. One being, how do you deal with if it doesn't go your way? Like, all right, you're saying it. Because what I'm saying is, all right, you wind up taking the feelings that you had forward. Mm-hmm. And if you don't deal with them, right, then they affect the next relationship. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with them?
How do you deal with the feelings? If
it's resentment, rejection, mm-hmm. disappointment, whatever it means, disdain, whatever it is, how do you not walk into the next relationship with these? They're talking about insecurities in this clip. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about resentment. I'm talking about disdain. I don't like how you think or whatever. Mm-hmm. But fuck it, the relationship's over and I'm walking forward. But now that's in me. How do I deal with those feelings? What are the tools?
You got to
for
deal with yourself by allowing yourself to feel it, to feel the discomfort of the feeling, whether that's rage, whether that's disappointment, whether that's not necessarily punch a wall. You have to know what works for you. For me, it's deep breathing exercises. It's being by the water. It's processing those things again. The part of processing that we don't talk about enough is detaching yourself from the actual experience. You have to own that those feelings are yours based on how you experience the information that was in the room, not anybody else that was there. Mm. You get what I'm saying in that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
a lot of times when I go through some shit, I've gotten good at this. Is not reacting right now. Yeah. Because I know that however I'm taking it in, it's probably skewed by something inside of me. Mm-hmm. Like you said, everywhere you go, you are. Something inside of me is reading this information this way. So I'm trying not to respond right now. And after 2 days, or after I do whatever, you're right. If I speak to Trauma about it, or if I speak to somebody about it and I get all the rage out, the information's right there on how to deal with it. Once I get the rage out, I'm looking at the situation completely differently. But I think that I do need to take that time to get that rage out.
You do. And you have to get the rage out intentionally, right? So there's times in my marriage where I feel like I physically want to put hands on my husband. Mm. Or there's times in my parenting where I feel like I physically want to discipline my child, I need to hit something. It doesn't have to be them, and it does not have to happen in the presence of the person that you believe inflicted the pain. So if I feel like I need to physically put hands on somebody, maybe I do need to punch a pillow, but that has to be intentional. I'm doing this in representation of needing to release in this way, right? I'm a runner. I said that earlier. I don't like conflict. So when I feel like I have to run, the point is to not suppress what your body is telling you to do. So if I need to run and I'm in a position to do that, I might not be able to run from this conversation right now. But after this, I might need to go run the track intentionally and let my brain know we're running to release the fact that we wanted to run. Emotions get stored in the body because we don't let them do what they're telling us to do. It don't have to be in that moment. I don't think that you should emote frustrations in a certain capacity around people, right? There needs to be a level of self-control, but it needs to emote. It has to.
Shivonne, what are you thinking about this?
I mean, this is tough for me because all I can say is you're really good at what you do. And I'm trying to stay in this conversation, but I can't help but think about my own shit right now.
Yo, that's crazy, right?
You know what I mean? And I'm like, my immediate thoughts are like, do you take insurance? What are your rates? Like, well, you know what I mean? We got to talk after the show. Like, I'm trying to multitask and be present, but I can't help but start thinking about things that's going through. And Tahoe knows, he's one of the very few people that know what's going on with me right now. And shit is tough, man. And I say all that to say I don't have anything immediately to add to the present conversation, but I love the way that you're advising Tahoe and basically explaining different practices and the deep breathing and running and things like that. Like, it all makes sense. And
well, that's the reason I'm bringing these things up. It isn't for me per se because I'm too ignorant to listen to what she's saying. I'm not gonna do none of the shit that she's saying, but we have thousands of people that do listen. Yeah. Thousands of people that do go through these things in their relationships. And thousands of people that are looking for answers and are looking for tools. And so I'm saying, I'm hoping that y'all are listening. Because I'm not doing none of the shit she's saying. I'd rather just suffer and destroy all the relationships in my life. As y'all know, that's just what I'm good at doing. I like to stay number one. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm good at it, I'm not going to stop. No, I'm joking. But what I am saying is, if you're listening and some of the words that she's saying are touching you, there are tools. And we've been saying for a long time, go to therapy. We've been saying for a long time, talk to somebody. We've been saying for a long time, you are your worst enemy. You can be your worst enemy. And it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. It's always how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, say Trom just went through a situation just now when we got off the phone. I wouldn't have been able to be here right now. I would have checked out. This situation would have ruled me. It would have ruled my energy. It would, you know what I'm saying? And that's the day, right? Trom has his way of dealing with things that allow him to handle it on point and get right back into the situation. Yeah. It's never what happens to you. It's always how you deal with it. And I think Shivonne is giving us some really good tools on doing that. Right. Well, let's move on to the next topic and see if she's still that good.
My trauma flaring up.
Let's see. The category is still relationships. The title, social media. Now, God damn you, social media. The caption is, why is social media so important in relationships? Why is social media so important in relationships? I'm wondering where he's going with this.
Yeah, I need to hear that one.
Let's see.
The question is, can you give me the pros and cons of people not posting their spouse or their significant other, their girlfriend or boyfriend?
I would think that could be a red flag if he's posting other things that he values, right? Because that's what a lot of men do. They'll say, okay, my relationship private, but he get that new car, he posting that. He get that new Rolex, he get that new jewelry, he posting that. New house, he posting that. Come on. But you can't post a woman you love more than anything in this world. That's a problem.
That's a good.
I have a question though. What is this thing with social media validation, though? Why do we have to post our significant other? Why is that so important? Because that sounds more like it's external validation from social media. There are people who truly value privacy. I'm one of those people because I'm an autonomous person. Right. So although I love my husband out loud, I think everybody knows it. Anybody who follows me, you know that. I love Los out loud. But to protect my relationship, because there are haters, there are women and women that I have worked with who would go for married men because they see how they love you. So why is it such a problem, and why do we have to do it for social media?
Now that is the Tonight's Conversations podcast. Y'all do know that is the home team for me. And Trill AC is one of the voices on there. I've seen him come up through Twitter for a long time. I believe it's the Trill, TRILLAC, if you're looking for him on Instagram and Twitter. But the young lady speaking is Kittie Rose. She is also a cast member on Tonight's Conversation. That is KITTIEJROSE, I believe is her name. Let me make sure, because I really love her content, and I can't. She and I had a moment on. Let me see. Is it here? Yeah, Kittie Rose. Please go look. Anybody out there, you like content, you like. If you like Shivonne, I'm telling you, go to I Am Shivonne Davis. Also go to Kittie Rose's page. But what are y'all thinking? These posting on social media, what do y'all think? Is this important? Is the lack of it? Is it a red flag if a person doesn't, but they post about everything else?
So I'll go first because I'm sure you're going to have a better answer.
I'm not.
But I would say for me, I don't post my significant other often.
You don't post nobody else often.
Thank you, Tahoe. Goes to my point.
Fucker.
I'm not naturally, like, posting to me is like, it's so difficult. I don't know why it is. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not engaging in social media like that naturally, right? I'm trying, right?
Do you think she would appreciate that?
So two things. She's a private person. So because of that, there's certain things that like I wouldn't post her. There was one time when she asked me to post her.
Really?
Yeah, and this was a few years ago. And she said it in jest, like joking, like, oh, you don't ever post me, it's my birthday, but you know how you joke, but you're serious.
I'm joking, but I'm
so
for
I'm
real.
like, all right, I feel like she's serious, so I did post her. That was before we got engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since we got engaged, I don't think I've posted her since. And this is not strategically.
3 years ago?
Yeah. So here's the thing. This isn't strategic.
That's why you don't get no pussy. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
just saying, damn, 3 years?
I'm not saying that I like, I posted the ring, so now I'm not going to post it ever again. But, however, I feel like I made a statement where if I meet somebody and we exchange social medias, you're going to see that there's somebody in my life. I feel like that's the most important thing.
From 3 years ago?
You know that I'm engaged. Like,
how? From 3 years ago?
From your posts?
I don't post a lot where it's buried under there.
Exactly.
Like, the shit is right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not buried, right? So I say that to say, like, I'm not hiding the fact that I'm in a relationship. I think that's a problem often with people in relationships, like, why you don't post me? Like, because you don't want your other bitches to know? Like, you know what I mean? I think that's often the situation. So I feel like I've kind of solved that part of the equation. Like, if you look at my page, you could see what's going on in my life. But I don't post us daily because she's private and I just don't post a lot. I don't have pictures of myself. I got a bunch of flyers and shit. You know what I mean? But
you got a lot of pictures of yourself.
Do I? In the last?
I'm not an op here. I'm just being oppy. I just wonder, do women respond better once you do show them that type of attention, man? You're saying that she's a private person, so but what is private?
So I think my point here is that it's important to show on your social media that you have somebody that you are in a relationship. I think that might make your significant other feel a little bit safer and
Plus, you
enhance
don't
the
talk
trust.
about relationship. You don't like be on your post. You don't be like, oh, where the bitches at?
Of course,
Like
not.
you don't.
I don't give off that energy.
Right.
Right. But I think there's something there where it's like, all right, there's no secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 years ago is nuts. If I see a chick posted her nigga 3 years ago, that pussy's open. 3 years ago? No, you're not with that nigga still. You still with that nigga? Like, I'm DMing her like she's not with the nigga, and she's like, oh, you know, I got a man. Like, that same nigga from back then? That nigga just
From that
died or
old
something.
post?
I thought that you posted him because he passed away or something. It was 3 years ago.
He said because he passed away. I'm not.
Is it what? Is it that deep? Posting on social media?
I think it depends. It all boils down to trust. For me, that's what I'm hearing. It boils down to how you trust the person, and to the point that you made. I think that was it makes sense, right? Like, what is the frequency of my posting? What do I post on my social media? Right? The young lady, the guy, what was the guy's name? He said, if I'm posting my car and all these other things, yes, I am posting things of value. Then yeah, I would want to be posted. You do post everything else. So it would make it seem like, and it's worth the conversation too. So are you hiding our relationship? That would be a question for me. If you post everything else, then what? Then why not? You post your mama birthday, you post your kid's birthday, but what about us? My husband don't have anything on his page. He literally just got a page, right? So that's not a combo.
Pictures?
No, he did at one point, and then he came up.
Posts.
Yeah, he came off of social media, went back on. But I get that. But if he was like posting our kids for their birthday, posting his mother, just making random posting, yeah, it would raise a red flag for me. So why does everything and everybody else get to be posted? But let's have a conversation about that. The young lady said that there's a lot of haters out there. What? I don't stand in agreement with that. It's haters everywhere. You outside, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe in those kind of things. I'm not posting you because they're haters, and once women know that you're married, yeah, they know he married, but he know he married too. So he needs to safeguard that relationship. I'm not gonna not post you because that part right there just didn't sit well with me.
She said at the end that was kind of rough.
That's really rooted in a lot of deep insecurities. You should, and it, again, back to trust. Do you trust your husband when women slide up in his DM?
Nope. I mean, I will say this. As an influencer and a person who has a lot of following, and the person I was previously in a relationship, shout out to her. Fuck all that. Shout out to Tanae. I posted her all the time, but people would definitely jump in her DMs. And it's like, I'm almost putting you out in the forefront for people to do that. Mm-hmm. I could see that making somebody uncomfortable, where you don't want to continue doing that because it's like, oh, this person's trying to holler at you, but they follow me, and they're still trying to holler at you. Now I don't know them, but they following me, but they're in your DMs trying to say shit, and she would just ignore the shit from what I, whatever. That's so crazy. I'm like, from what I know. Because it's human nature. You really don't want to be you're giving the world access to this person just by posting them so much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it could be uncomfortable. You never know. It's really on them or how they feel. And yes, I trust you, but are you willing to put your husband, as good as he may look, in front of, if you got 50,000 bitches? My following is all women. Mm-hmm. So, if I was a woman and I had 50,000 women following me, would I want to put my husband, and Kittie has 200,000 women, mostly, because I'm pretty sure niggas is not following a therapy page, not like that. So you just know how people are. Is it insecure, or is it just knowing human nature?
You can know human nature, but you should know the person that you're with. I'll post my husband 1,000 times. I think it's also worth having a conversation with the person that you're posting. For me, I am a marriage coach, so you will see a lot of marriage content on my page. Before I post things, even before this conversation today, like, what are you comfortable with me sharing about our life? Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you want people to see? What are some of the things that you think just need to stay between us and our household, right? What are those intimate things that we just know, like, okay, this is not something that we're willing to talk about right now? But I have to trust that And women try to follow him from my page very often. Anybody, woman, men, babe, you know this person? Because his page is private when he used to post. Do you know this person? Oh, okay, cool. I also have an understanding with the position that I'm in. People want to see if I'm living what I'm teaching them too. So I do want to see her husband's page. I do, if my kids had Instagram, right? I do want to see weird. What my, I want to know, like, is this real?
That makes sense.
So I think it depends.
And it makes sense for you to post because you are a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
So to post your husband is on brand. For me, and I know I received some backlash from y'all. I was like, 3 years you haven't posted her? I haven't posted my kids either in 3 years. Because I also realized, like, yo, I'm a DJ and people look for me to certain content. I lost some followers. And I'm like, yeah, people don't want to see all this family shit all the time. You know what I mean? So, and I kind of lost my identity in social media and I haven't been posting. That's another story for another day, right? But it's not like I just stopped posting my lady. I stopped posting my family. Everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the podcast. Melly, what were you going to say?
I was going to say another idea, if posting your significant other is a problem, you don't have to tag them. Like, you don't have to put their Instagram handle under the post. Then no one will be able to follow them because they won't know where to, you know.
Damn, that's actually a good point.
So I feel like if you just posting a family picture or whatever the case is, y'all went out, y'all took a picture together, I feel like that's okay. Just don't tag the person. Then there won't be no issues. So
yeah, and why you posting too? I think motives are always important. And anything that I do and anything that I talk about, like what's your motive behind posting this thing? Right? For me, in the beginning, it was like, oh, look at me. I'm married. I made it. They thought I wasn't going, ate the girls up. Right? But because I'm not going to lie to y'all. Look at me and my man and my kids. We out here killing it. Right? And then on the other end, it's like, no, I want to show pictures of strong black families really out here winning. Like, we really do love each other. We really are trying to work it out. We really are trying to do. So I think those things matter too. Like, I'm not going to post you because you just like, oh, well, I feel insecure about not being on your page. No, like, let's talk about that thing. What else am I doing outside of not posting you is creating this platform for you to even feel insecure. Let's explore that. I feel like people should talk about those things outside of just like, oh, well, put my picture on a platform with millions of people who don't give a damn about us.
If them motherfuckers is, these people on these social media people, y'all not real. A lot of them ain't real. I would not suggest you invest your brain into the goings-ons on people at social media.
Exactly.
You have no idea what the fuck their life is like. They're
so
not going to post themselves bleeding. They're not. And if they do, it's something wrong with them for doing that too.
Or it's for attention.
What I would say is this. There's a question I saw run past social media this week, and I answered it, but nobody liked my answer, and I typed it for mad long, and nobody liked it. That shit, I was like, nobody agree with me? There was somebody, the question was basically as, do y'all feel it's right for your friends to follow your significant other on social media?
It depends on their content. If your significant other is posting like swimsuit pictures and lingerie and shit like that, I would probably not follow. Or I definitely wouldn't like the pictures. You know what I mean?
He said, I'm going to look from afar. Look, he said.
Loon. Somebody send this to Loon. Because Loon, you go to her pictures and be like by King Loon. It's like, really?
Yeah.
My nigga, like, this is just, she's turned around, bent over, ass out. Why are
There's
you
certain
liking
pictures
this?
I'm just not liking off the strength, no matter who it is. Yeah, but that,
That's just rough, man.
I'm not liking that.
What do you think, Shivonne?
It depends on the relationship. I think if you guys are all mutual friends, I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, I think it's fine.
So then when they break up, do you unfollow?
It depends on what side you on.
You pick the side. You with your homie that you still with, do you unfollow his ex?
You can.
Or
I
her
would
ex.
if it was my homegirl ex, and I have.
Okay.
What else do we have to talk about? She was the common denominator between us, right?
Unfollow. That's so wild.
Yeah.
I hate y'all for that.
I don't really unfollow
For
often.
me-
I'll stop liking. I'll stop engaging. But unfollow is.
It's like, but what's the point? Social media is a place where you like, share, comment. I'm not gonna do any of those things on your page anymore. So what is the interaction? And that's if we were not friends, right? I feel like if you are friends with somebody, like friends for real, no, I'm not gonna stop following you. But if you just like, all right, you cool. I knew you because you was rocking with my sis.
Right.
Like, what I'm sticking around for?
I hate when the whole team unfollows you.
So tell my sis, girl, you seen him? His new girlfriend is not even all that. Like, what am I sticking around to do? Give you notes?
But my thing is, all right, if you're just there because I'm your homegirl's man, don't follow me. If we have not made a real solid friendship bond, because there are relationships out there with a boyfriend and girlfriend, they mend into their social circle so deep. Like y'all are together every weekend, game nights, y'all are in each other's backyard, y'all go on trips together.
Yeah.
Y'all know each other like deep. This person is not just your man no more. That's my nigga. That's my
that's
homeboy.
the bro, right.
That's the bro for real. And so if when we break up, the only thing that you can reference is the fact that I was her man, you shouldn't be following me. But if I'm family, you should not be unfollowing me.
That's two different things, though. Now you're talking about family and just like, I rock with you off the strength of.
Yeah, one was off the strength of my girlfriend, and the other is off the strength of my character.
Yeah.
If you don't fuck with me off the strength of my character and our relationship that we've built in this, in the time that we spend around each other, there's no reason for you to be following me. You're a spy.
I definitely feel you on that.
You're a spy. Right?
Yeah.
You're a spy. And get the fuck. What if I block you? Is it crazy if I block her homegirls because we don't have that type of relationship? Because I blocked somebody's mom before. Why is your mom following me? Block. I be talking about fucking and shit.
Right, because of your content, you should block people.
I will block your mother if I don't fuck with you like that. Imagine if some chick you just dating and her mom follows you.
Right.
It's like, what's your mom doing? Oh, my mom loves your content. Block.
Yeah. You're so transparent with your life that certain people should get blocked. Because don't be coming over here just spying and shit.
Yeah, you wildin'. You're a spy. Most people are spies.
Yeah.
There were people from my baby mother's relationship. Me and her broke up 15 years ago. We still follow each other and we still interact because we're friends. We're real friends.
Yeah.
There's no way that she's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if they came and was hanging out at my barbecue, I don't know if she would like that. I don't know. Because I still think that that's like, we're friends. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. Let's move on because we've been talking about this shit for far longer than I wanted to. The last man, and yo, Travis went hard on the second section. It's just women. And then he just has this week in these bitches is no this week in these niggas. Yeah, Travis, something's going on. Yo, I always pay attention to the energy that people are giving off. It's like, yo, are you all right over there? The last segment in the relationships category, the title is Arguments. See? Told you, something going on with this nigga. Everybody check in with that nigga. Is he even in? Is he even in here right now? What the caption reads, what are the best ways to end arguments? It's kind of what we spoke about already. But let's see what the caption.
He said, I'm here. There you go.
Let's see what the clip is. Oh, wait. See? Instagram be fucking with me, man. Instagram loves fucking with a real nigga. All right.
I'm not.
We'll do this again. What is the best way to end arguments?
We'd have a conversation. It wouldn't be an argument.
Why wouldn't it be an argument?
Because I don't argue with him. He's my man.
Why would you argue though?
Because it's a problem.
It's a problem if you create a problem.
That he created the problem.
Back to what you were saying on why I wouldn't argue. I want my husband to be completely honest with me. And so in order to ensure that I get his honesty, I can't punish the truth. I can't give him a reason to feel like he has to lie to me. So if he feels that by telling me the truth, he's gonna get shot down, he's gonna get yelled at, he's gonna get emasculated, belittled, he's not gonna tell me. Whereas if I can stay rational and we can sit and have a conversation, I can get the complete truth out of him. I can ask him, do you still love me? And know for sure that he's going to be honest with me because I never learned the truth. So that's a big reason why I don't argue with him. And then the other reason is I just find it disrespectful. We'd have a conversation. It wouldn't be an argument.
I kind of like her answer.
Yeah.
What do y'all think? Like, but see now, that's asking a woman to subdue her natural,
Bling, 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 bling.
Yeah,
her natural Just say it naturally.
Her proclivity to express herself in the way that she feels naturally to do.
It's not natural. It's not
It's
natural
not
for a woman.
for y'all to yell and act crazy.
No, that is
when you're
not
feeling
natural.
away. It's
That
very
is-
natural for y'all to do that.
No,
And
that's
then
very
y'all-
learned, conditioned behavior. That is not a natural
You
response.
learn how to yell and
Absolutely.
act like crazy?
Absolutely.
Just like
Where'd you learn it?
From my mother.
So blame other women. I like this.
No, I don't have to blame her. That's what communication looked like around me. And we West Indian, everything is loud. Everything is loud. You don't know if we having a fight or playing dominoes.
Sounds pretty natural to me. You get it from your mama.
But that's not natural. That's learned. We normalize what's common. That don't mean it's normal. It's a commonality. It's something that's seen a lot, but that does not mean that it's normal.
Threw a
it's
riddle
something
out
that is-
there to confuse me.
No, I'm just saying, like,
if it's
normal is not normal and common are two different things,
No, you said that.
right?
before.
So it was normal in my home, but it was dysfunction, and I know that now as an adult. And I don't like to argue with my husband, and we can go years without arguing.
I want to say this, which might branch off into something else. If it's normal for me to to engage with a woman and her having a heightened response to the situation, is it normal for me, from my perception, for a woman to yell when she's bothered, and then for me to not respond in the way that's the best way because I'm used to being yelled at?
Yeah.
Every woman, whether it's my mother,
Yeah.
my sister, girlfriends, friends, when they feel a way, even though it's a commonality for them and it's still not normal, it's a normal thing for me to
Right.
be yelled at. That's not a commonality. It's normal.
It's common. It's normal because you accepted it.
Oh, it's a learned behavior.
Exactly.
Right.
It is learned. And for some people, we can't get breakthrough, or we decide not to get breakthrough unless we are being yelled at. Unless we are being spoken to in very harsh ways, because that's the environment that we will cultivate it in. It still doesn't make it normal. It makes it what was the norm for you.
Okay, so that means that you have to be
You have to
abnormal.
see, you have to see something different in order to know, like, this is not okay.
Have you ever heard your parents argue?
Nah.
Never.
What? That's amazing.
They'll disagree, but they don't argue. Yeah.
Never. From young. You've never heard them raise their voices.
Not that I can recall.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
But it doesn't feel suppressed either. It doesn't feel like, because it could be unhealthy to not argue, right?
Right.
But it doesn't feel that way. Like, to this day, they're like best friends. Like, you know what I mean? And they're not the same type. You know that, Tahoe. They're not the same. So they definitely on different ends of the spectrum as far as their ideas and personalities. But the way they express it, they just don't argue.
That's
pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
How do you deal with conflict, though, if people are yelling and are loud and are argumentative?
I hate it. And it's difficult because I could debate. I like to debate. You know what I mean? I'm a thinker. So I always have a reason for the way I do things. It could be a little bit off to some people. So I'd like to explain. Like, okay, on the surface, this may seem a little bit off. Let me explain my thought process of why I do the way. So I like to debate. I like to explain. I like to do things like that. Arguing, one of the top reasons why I don't like it is because it brings out a side of me that I don't want to bring out.
I feel you on that.
I had a temper when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
It's still inside of me. Otherwise, I'm a super laid back, unbothered person. When that shit comes out, I turn into a person that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And so people that I argue with, I try to stay away from. Because it just doesn't bring out the best side of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes it could be necessary. Sometimes you get your emotions out as somebody that's laid back and non-confrontational. Some things get suppressed. You know what I mean? I may not tell you how I really feel about you. And in the argument, I get that time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, Tahoe is a confrontational person. So he'll say things to me.
Facts.
He'll say things to me and he'll put me in a position where I could say something back. And I don't interact that way with most people. But because of that, we have a super open and honest relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have a type of relationship where we could say some shit to each other and then 5 minutes later, we good. You know what I mean? We ain't never gonna fall off of being friends or nothing. If anything, it'll just strengthen us. You know what I mean? It's not like that with everybody.
Right.
So arguing could be dangerous territory with some folks.
Exactly. And you said something so key there, like confrontation is normal. Confrontation is healthy. Confrontation does not disrupt healthy relationships. Arguing, no, it's unnecessary, right? Arguing is saying, I value. What's the difference? Confrontation is that you are confronting something maybe that made you uncomfortable or that you didn't like, right? So kind of like what you asked me earlier, if my lady is doing something I don't like, you would confront her. Mm-hmm. You would confront her in a healthy way. Like, yo, you know, I don't like when you don't affirm me, right? Or I don't like when you drink the last of the milk and don't tell me, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like it's inconsiderate. You are confronting whatever the issue is. You don't have to argue about that.
Unless she says some shit like, no, I didn't do that, and nor do I like the fact that you're asking me about a little bit of fucking milk. So what? I drank the milk.
Right.
And now I'm like, well, I don't like it. And she's like, and this is what you want to fucking talk about at 7:30 p.m. and I have to work in the morning and I'm sitting here with the kids and such and such and such. And the next thing you know, we're arguing about it.
That's more of a lack of respect. I need to be able to be emotionally mature enough to hold space for your experience, no matter how big or small it is. And I'm not saying that any of this is easy, right? I'm not going to sit here and just act like, oh my God, I can just, when my husband's bringing up things about me, I just like, yes, honey. No, it's not that.
Women are going to say, okay, bet, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to get that energy back at some point. If not tonight, even if they say, okay, tomorrow, it's okay, well, I don't like the fact
that's because it wasn't okay. Right? And we just hold on to things again. That's where arguments come from. Things that have been suppressed for so long, which is your fault ultimately, right? Like you decided not to bring it up. You, me, whoever it is that decided not to bring it up. Now I'm not even arguing with you. I'm arguing with me. It's coming out as a projection. But it's really about me. It's about me being tired of feeling like a pushover. It's about me. And that still comes back to me. Why am I not setting appropriate boundaries? I thought my boundaries was hella on point. Realize like, no, it's not. So we need to start paying attention to like what things are we feeling angry about? What things are we feeling disappointed about, right? Like our emotions are telling us something. It's telling me that I feel like an injustice is like arising, whatever it is, but we really don't have to argue about this, right? Example, my husband blew a bag I want to say like a year ago before we were gonna move, right? He did a deal. He thought that this deal was gonna go well, did not bring the deal to my attention, lost the money that we had put away for like some really important things. And he came home to me to the point that the young lady made, right? About not arguing and wanting to have that safe space available. And he came home to me and he's like, babe, daddy messed up. And I'm just like, okay, what happened? And he's like, the money that we have saved, I used it. I thought that I was going to be able to flip it 3 times. I didn't. I lost the money. I'm out of the money, right? What do you think as a wife I would say? You would think I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? What you mean? That ain't just your money. That's my money, blah, blah, blah. No, I was like, first of all, you didn't mess up. We messed up. That conversation, I already understood that was not a conversation to be had about money. That was a conversation about where is the breach of trust in our relationship? Where is it leaking and how do we fix that? Why didn't you, what's going on with us that you did not feel safe enough to even bring this deal to me? And I had to think about it before I responded to him. And this is what I encourage my clients to do. Respond to you first in here. Don't respond out there. People talk about, oh, it's about reacting and responding. No, respond in here first. Gather what's really coming up for you. And the first thing I can think about, okay, where is there a breach in our communication? Where is there a breach in our trust that you can plan this entire thing and not bring it to my attention? Where did we stop having conversation? I didn't give a damn about the money. Because if that shit would have flipped 3 ways, please believe it wouldn't have been a question about how could you? No. Talk to me, babe. Like, we gonna get that back. We good. Right. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. When did you start thinking about investing and how come you didn't bring it to me?
Damn.
Because I used to ask myself, like, and I would talk to my homegirls, oh, he don't never tell me nothing. Why he don't never tell me nothing? And I had to be like, yo, it had to go from why you don't ever tell me nothing to why don't you ever tell me anything? Mm-hmm. What is presenting in my character, if anything at all, right? What's presenting that's preventing you from feeling like you can come home? Because this is supposed to be home for us. So there's no argument to be had. That's I understand crazy. That you are not wrong.
Yo.
And I understand that you made that money move because you thought it was going to position our family to do something different. So I also understand your intention. We don't take the time to process that part of it. And that's why people argue.
I wanted a Rolex. That's why I flipped the money.
And even if that was the thing.
You wasn't getting none of this. Nah. But one thing that you said that resonated with me is how sometimes when you live with your lady, you know how you feel when you got your crib? And you know when you get there, it's peace. Your bed is waiting for you. You know where you left the orange juice on the counter. It's just, you just know your crib. Everything is set for you. It's you. There comes a time when you live with your lady where you know you got to deal with the shit that's waiting at home. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't feel as comfortable anymore. And I can see how a young lady might want to. I remember at one point I was getting headaches when I started walking in the house.
Yeah.
As soon as I got in the house, I'd get headaches. And I would have those headaches throughout the night. And when I left, they would go away. Mm-hmm. And I had to actually go to a doctor. And he wanted to tell me I'm grinding my teeth. But why am I grinding my teeth?
Yeah.
It's stress related.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's stress related. But there comes a point in the time when you live with a person and you got to deal with their shit and y'all are not, your crib should always feel like home. Mm-hmm. Like home, comfortable, soft, welcoming. And if you're hiding from your wife, if you're hiding from your responsibilities, you got your children there or your bills ain't paid or whatever it may be, home just ain't, it don't hit the same.
Yeah.
So I can understand when you're saying the things that you're saying is because it's like, you kind of was hiding this from me. Mm-hmm. You was doing your own thing away from me because you felt a way about communicating that shit to me.
Right.
So you saying that, although a lot of people may be like, what, girl? Girl, stand up. That nigga just used your money. Some people might say that, but you got to think about the entire thing is when you're married, it shouldn't feel like you live with somebody. It like your home. This is y'all home together. Both of y'all, the kids, the dog. It's y'all home.
Right.
Away from everything else. It's home. Mm-hmm. And that isn't always the way your body reacts to home or your psyche reacts to home when you don't trust the people there or when there's just way more angst if that's the word there, than love or softness or trust or respect. There's way more responsibility than you actually feeling like you can handle.
Yeah.
A lot of that is
that's a
like,
fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to just take the time to applaud your reaction, and not to take a.
Thank you.
No, I'm talking about Shivonne.
Sorry. Go ahead.
In that moment with your husband.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
I'm good.
Next time I got you, Tahoe.
Yeah, do your thing.
And I don't want this to be a shot at women in general, but it might sound like it. What I feel like, I don't feel like a lot of men, husbands, would come home and get that type of accountability from their wife in a moment where it's easy to point the finger and be like, you fucked up. You know what I mean? You blow the bag. To take the accountability and be like, we fucked up. You know what I mean? The breach of trust. Not to say that you're taking sole responsibility, but there's always some responsibility shared in a partnership.
Yeah.
Like, what about this relationship did not make you feel comfortable talking to me about that? That might be something that I'm putting out there. That might be some energy that I'm putting out there. And that accountability, honestly, I feel like a lot of men that I talk to feel like that's missing. Like, yo, a lot of times women are quick to be like, you got to work on your shit. You're always fucking up. There's certain times where men need that accountability from their spouse as well to help them be better men. You know what I mean?
And that was me for a long time. I was extremely critical of my husband. Like, every little thing that he did, well, why you didn't do it like this, or why this, why that? But I didn't realize at that time I was really like fighting a monster in me. Again, right? Like, going back to not being the most favored amongst my mother, things like that. And this is why I say, like, your trauma really do follow you. I was putting a demand on him for perfection because that was the only way that I knew love can live here if you're perfect. Right? So, like, now that's the expectation that I set. You have to get it right, because I always had to get it right in order to. I don't think my mother didn't not love me when I didn't accomplish things. But I felt her love when I did do it right, when I did accomplish. So now I put that same demand on him, right? And I would treat him as like, well, you're only as good as the last thing you did. And if you're not doing anything good, then you're not good, right? Because you have to be doing something. And I'm learning now, love is more about, and relationship is more about a state of being than it would ever be about a state of doing. So it wasn't always like that. I used to, what? Oh, I'm going to rip you hello.
I find this to be a great segue into the next, I don't know what this is, category. All right, we're going from relationships into women. And the first title is about expectations. The caption reads, are women's expectation for their man too high? Are women's expectations for their men or man too high?
Yes.
Yes,
you
that's
are
the answer.
out walking with your man, right? And a group of men come up and disrespect you. You know, say one of them smacks your ass and all of them start laughing and stuff. What do you expect your man to do?
Beat their ass?
The whole group.
I mean, I don't want to say too much on here, but something's going to be done.
Getting physical, whether that's a talk, whether that's, yo, what are you, like, you know what I mean? But for sure, like, because if not, then I'm going to, and then that's the problem.
Chris, you want to talk
some face.
Chris, talk some shit, Chris.
Listen.
Of course, naturally, you're going to want to whoop these niggas' asses, but I'm just saying, man, it's a tough job being a nigga, ain't it? Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
Of course, I'm supposed to immediately, like, bro, what you on? We bout that. I'm from Chicago, too. It's cool. And if it's too many of them, if I got it on me, it's cool. We gonna do whatever. I bet you 75% of the men in jail right now, it stems from a woman. Either somebody talking to their woman, fucking their woman, disrespect.
If you are out walking with your man
fucking their woman, disrespecting their woman, or because their woman was disrespecting them and talking to them crazy. It stems from a woman. All the niggas in jail is because of a goddamn
I'm not
woman,
playing
bro.
with him.
And I'm just not trying to add to that statistic. It's just like, on top of the fact that y'all expect us to pay for every goddamn thing, we supposed to
die for y'all.
We don't even have the luxury of being afraid like a normal human being. In normal,
No one said that.
situations.
I didn't say whoop their ass. I said you could talk to them.
No, but what I'm saying is, as a man, if you with your nigga, as a man, if this motherfucker caught on fire right now, he's supposed to help. He ain't supposed to just take off running like his natural instinct. He's supposed to make sure you're okay first. Even on the goddamn airplane, they say put your mask on first before you help others.
Yeah.
But a woman... Motherfuckers start shooting it here right now. I'm supposed to go like this over you and run with you hand in hand, knowing damn well I can take off right there. I could be good. Fucking a woman, disrespecting a woman.
Now it's so funny that Shivonne actually brought this up already. But you said, "Yo, I'm not playing with him." What are you thinking about? What's your reaction to this?
What part of that did I say that to?
When he said the reason why they're in jail.
Oh, because of women? I'm like, really? All of y'all?
Yeah, mostly.
What would what's the question? What would I expect my husband to do in that situation? Or what's my thoughts around that?
Yeah.
Let's go with the first one.
First of all, you don't think that 99% of the reason that men are in jail is because of women?
I don't know. That's not my area of expertise, so I digress.
Good answer.
I don't think it's that high.
Huh?
I don't think it's that high. Maybe a little percentage.
I think it's split kind of evenly between money and greed. Like,
why do men need money?
Anger.
Drugs and just money transactions going bad and shit like
Why
that.
do men need that?
To survive.
You're trying
to. I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to bag women.
No, we're not doing that.
That's a little indirect though.
8:08 on Friday the 13th. We not.
It's Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
You trying to?
You know why I went to see Friday the 13th?
Why?
Women. I never wanted to see Friday the 13th. There's never a time in my life that I cared about a fucking horror movie. The only time in my life that I ever went to see a horror movie was because of women.
But what did you want from her?
Men are followers.
What did you want from her?
Follow the box.
And y'all shouldn't. That's on y'all. Y'all need to be accountable. Men are not in jail because of women. Men are in jail because they made the decisions that they made. But anyway.
Yeah, because women require that.
No, because
they want.
Then he should have been like Ahmed from the IT department and set his boundaries. What's his name? Ahmed or Ahmad?
Either one.
Yeah, him. IT. Come on.
Damn, this is bad. Yo, shout out to y'all. No, I'm joking. Y'all can call me Jerome. Call me Jerome. It's fine.
You look like Jerome.
Do I look like a Jerome? I don't look like a Jerome.
With the bucket
when I put
hat?
my wig on.
With the cat, the hat.
Yeah. Or if I put the stocking cap on. What were you saying?
What do you want me to answer? What would I want my husband to do in that situation?
If a group of guys walk by, grab your ass, and start pressing you, and your man was right there, what would you want him to do? Your husband, by the way.
And start pressing me? What you mean pressing? Let's get some identification on the table.
You look mad good. That's your man?
I want my husband to tell me keep walking.
Okay. And what is he supposed to do? Keep walking with you?
Yeah.
I like that.
You do?
Because women want their man to protect them. In that situation, that's protecting.
That's protection, yes.
The woman. Because if you turn it into a physical altercation, y'all are both
you risk both of our lives.
So what kind of protection is that?
Right. You got to think about the vision, not right now. That right now stuff, that's why men are in jail. Mm-hmm. I want my husband to say, keep walking. Unless somebody is physically assaulting me, I don't want to lose him, and I know he don't want to lose me either. That is his protection. That is his covering.
Yo, Dina, she called you pussy, by the way. Either she called you pussy, or she called me pussy, or she called Charm pussy. But she called somebody fucking pussy.
I take that.
Is this. My problem is this. What the fuck you want him to do against 5 niggas?
Right.
Exactly.
What you want him to do? Mop them all up? You know damn well this nigga is not no motherfucking karate.
Right,
like he ain't no
John Wick.
What do you? Yeah, he John Wick.
The Equalizer.
You're just supposed to like.
Now if he got them kind of skills,
mop them.
Oh yeah,
that's a different story. Close combat and all these other things, yeah. Or if but I don't want my husband to do something that's going to risk. It's not just about me and him. There's 5 of us on the line. It's us. We have 3 children. Mm-hmm. We all run the risk of losing a parent, a husband, or somebody, whether that's to jail or to death. His protection in that moment is for us to keep on going. And I feel like women a lot of times just don't look at the bigger picture because we want our husbands to do what our fathers should have done. That's not his place.
What's your father should have done in that situation?
Maybe protect. No, I'm not saying in that situation. A lot of women want their husbands to prove to them that he's gonna protect, that he's gonna provide, that he's gonna do all these things because they father dropped the ball. Go heal that with him. That's not your husband's place to do. So in that, his leadership to me, to look at the overall vision of getting back home to our family is for us to keep on walking to the car wherever we going. If we going to dinner or we going to do something, I could understand him being like, yo, that situation really effed with me. I don't want to do it anymore. That was a lot to deal with. Cool. I'm cool with that too. That is a traumatic experience.
Yeah, one day we're going to have Dina on the show. I have to, because she's just ridiculous for no reason. She said, okay, so go pick up the kids. Now it's 5-on-5.
Yeah, but that's why people be single.
Don't mind her. Yo, she's single as fuck.
But no, I get it. But I'm saying when it comes to women, I just wish that women and here's where we need each other, right? Men are vision focused, and I do believe that women are more detail oriented, right? So you can give me the vision, and I'm gonna do the administrative parts of pulling this vision together. I need my husband to be emotionally mature enough to stay fixed on the vision. How are we going to get to that? That's not in alignment with what we said we want for our family. We said we want legacy, we want long life, we want our children to grow up in a 2-parent household. You trying to protect me from these 5 dudes that grab my ass? Like, let's go. My husband wouldn't let's go. I could tell you that right now. He's not to that place.
He from around these parts.
But that's what I would want his response to be. I'm not saying, is that what he would do today? Not the will today, he ain't.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Me right now today, I'd have probably walked away. And that's hard for me to say. I've been I actually put myself in a situation a couple weeks ago. There was a dude outside fucking in front of my crib, and somebody told me that he was outside. Look, shut the fuck up. You mad because you single? Whatever. Why you doing all caps in the comments? Weirdo. All caps. Affected. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so I went and told like, yo, homie, go ahead, get out in front of the crib. You know what I mean? Keep it pushing. This nigga gonna lean in like, yo, what you told me keep it pushing? You told me keep it pushing? This nigga said, hold up. He went reaching for something, got out the car. I'm standing there, I'm looking at the nigga, and they all in here. It was after the show. All of y'all had left or whatever happened. Maybe Loon. I don't remember who was here. You was here? And he got out the car and he kind of walked up to me, but he stayed his distance. But he kept fumbling with his pocket. So I'm like, yo, my man, whatever you about to do, you about to change both our lives. I'm telling you right now, whatever you about to do, I don't even say it like that because I think I kind of was aggressive, but I was also wondering what he had. But as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, grab it, punch him, whatever. But I'm also thinking, I started thinking as I'm doing that, where that lands you.
Yeah.
Where that lands you. You already walked up to the car. He gets out. You on camera. Now you stand on him. He got a gun. You shoot him, stab him, whatever it may be. You on trial. You got all of this shit going on.
Come on, self-awareness.
Your kids live right here. You just came out the crib. This shit going, wait, nigga, is this who you are still?
Come on.
This really where you want to be right now? That I'm looking at the nigga because I got him. He was only about he was like 5'7". He wasn't nigga, you acted tough, you drunk or whatever it was because of shorty in the car. I got you. I know I got you. But I'm thinking to myself, that's the case. You about to do something that could go really bad.
Yeah.
What if he got something for real? And y'all wind up tussling over that? Knife? Anything. Because once I get away from you, I'm stabbing you. And he could die.
Yeah.
Or if it's a gun, what if I got it? Or he shoot me. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of removed myself from the situation. I kind of put myself in my gate, closed the gate, and I stood there. I'm like, yo, keep it moving, my nigga. My nigga, keep it moving. And I kind of just backed up the stairs, came in the crib. I'm pretty sure the way I went in the crib, he's thinking I was going to get something. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, oh my God, nigga, you ain't that nigga no more.
Yeah.
You not that nigga no more. You got way too much to lose. Yes, as Dina said, I'm pussy. Look, nigga, you single too. Congratulate me. Congratulate me. I'm pussy. I'd rather be pussy than a tough guy right now.
Yeah.
I would. I'd much rather be a pussy than a tough guy right now.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of them stories in
but
prison.
At the same time, I don't think I would change asking a nigga to stop fucking in front of my crib.
Right, nah.
This nigga was fucking in front of my crib. Like, what the fuck? My daughter is down there. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Kids is in the crib. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, that was good. That was a controversial video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last segment of the day before we just get into This Week in These Bitches is the title. The category is women, and the title is Essence. The caption is, do today's women... Why isn't my phone recognizing my face? Do today's women deserve to be treated with respect regardless of how they act? Keep in mind, this is not a misogynist podcast. I know I've said bitch way too many times today, but I love women and I respect women. But do they deserve to be treated with respect regardless of how they act? Damn, I think that's a very... Yo, Trav, me and you need to talk. Because he wrote that. It's just like, damn, nigga. Like, do we have to disrespect them? Like, what's the option? What is the alternative to this? Like, what are we saying?
What's on the other side?
Let's find out.
They tell boys, don't hit girls back. I've been whispering in my son ear, go hit her back. She hit you, you hit her back.
And that's why you got to stay away from males.
That's why you got to stay in a woman's place.
You got to separate.
That's why you
don't live with them. That's why you don't live with them.
Quiet and don't talk back to a man.
There you go.
Quiet and don't talk back to a man. Because all the women before me that I saw gracefully, those were those kind of women. Her grace and her essence of a woman will shut his motherfucking ass up. When the essence of a real woman come around, niggas pull their pants up, say, man, don't do that in front of her. Then it's naturally will be done it because her presence of a woman, a bitch don't get that response.
Oh,
get that. That woman that made her son kill her was a bitch. That man with that 14, that was a bitch. Arguing back and forth with a man. I would have watched my mama remove herself out of the presence of a disrespectful boy, playing like he a man. Wouldn't even responded to him. But got something to say back. A woman removes herself. It's certain things that a lady ain't gonna do. And when a lady walk into a room, men straighten up. I swear to God. They tell boys.
That's Kirk Franklin? That's Kirk Franklin? He looked like...
Nah, that is Charleston, whatever the hell that guy name is. And he always, that's his energy all the time. But I will say that he does speak very raw. I don't always agree with his perspective. But what do y'all think about this? He's saying that...
Somebody said Kirk Franklin is crazy.
Yeah.
He look like him over here on the TV.
Kirk Franklin is kind of crazy. But I will say that I don't know if I agree or disagree here. I'd like to hear the room how these women nowadays are showing up more masculine. They're willing to argue, fight, put their hands on men, whatever it may be. Whereas Miss Ina... she would have said, I'm gonna pray for you, youngster, or whatever, and removed herself. Now I don't know it. This kind of gives the natural versus common thing again, because was it natural for Miss Ina to behave that way, or was that just the commonality at the time for her not to be aggressive and or not express herself that way, versus now the commonality is for her to be more expressive after decades of having to be alone and, develop certain masculine traits because she doesn't have a man around her. Is that bad to say?
You nailed it.
What are we thinking?
I think I have to compartmentalize his rant because there's only one thing that I agree with. I don't agree with everything in totality, but the one thing I do agree with is that there are certain women that will walk into a room and demand a certain type of respect from men and from anybody in the room. There's certain people that demand that have that type of presence. And I think he nailed it with that part. everything else.
The young lady that was in the restaurant and was arguing with that man, and he was like, say something else, and I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. And she kept talking, and he punched her, and her son wound up coming in and shooting him and killing him.
That's what he was talking about?
Yeah, he was talking about she was a bitch because she did not respect the fact that she not only was with her child, but also was arguing with a nigga that was fucking crazy, and she thought that she could argue with him, and she wound up contributing to the fact that this altercation happened. Trom, you basically say yes.
I mean, I'm not blaming her, but could the situation have been avoided? Probably. You know what I mean? And back to the accountability word. Sometimes you got to take accountability for an unfortunate situation where the other person is clearly in the wrong, clearly wilded out. No disputing that. But I always take the frame of mind in almost any situation in my life, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
That's what's within my control. You know what I mean? I try to take on the approach, and I'll go to as an extremist situation as like everything is my fault and reverse engineer every situation. Like my role in this is what, and what could I have done, even if it's something I could have done starting from 5 years ago where I laid the groundwork for what eventually happened now. You know what I mean? Reverse engineer it, like what did I contribute to this situation happening the way it is? And if you do that, if you are that accountable, oftentimes you see that almost every situation is avoidable to your control. You know what I mean? So to that point,
5 years ago, if you could go back and be like, if I would have did this different, then this wouldn't have happened 5 years later.
All your decisions, it's kind of like those books we used to read as a kid, Choose Your Own Adventure. And once you go down this lane, there's a whole different path that follows. Once you go down this lane, it's a whole nother domino. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I became friends with this person. I went to this school. I started doing this. That led me towards this type of lifestyle. There's a lot of, all your decisions matter.
Yep. Every last one of them.
Shivonne.
I absolutely concur with that. Yes.
What do you got for me with this conversation? Do you think that the ladies are now, like every woman deserves respect? Like, is the quote unquote bitch, sorry for using it again, is this a thing that if you act that way, then you deserve a certain type of disrespect from the men around you? For instance, the young lady, the older woman that was arguing with the guy in the restaurant, and he told her, if you keep talking, I'm gonna dump on you. And she kept talking, and he proceeded to put his hands on her, in which her son had to come in and help, in the squabble. Should she have shut the fuck up and be more ladylike, quote unquote ladylike?
Not more ladylike. I don't subscribe to that in this situation, but I do think that she should have been quiet. I do. Not quiet in terms of like don't say anything. There's ways that you can express yourself that does not lead to these kind of altercations. You made a choice, right, to tell a dude stop doing what he was doing in front of your crib. You processed the information. You understood what the risk was to lose. You decided to do something differently. Do I think that women should be respected if they're speaking to somebody like that? I do. I think respected in a space of a boundary being put up. Like, y'all are physically more capable than we are. Y'all are stronger than we are, right? Why would I ever think to put my hands on somebody that is weaker than me, right? What is it that I'm going to get from that? He could have walked away. She could have kept on talking, and he could have just been like, that's it. I'm done with this conversation, right? That's something that I had to learn. I used to be with my husband, right? And at that point of our lives, we just enjoyed a good fucking turn up in the chaos, right? But I had to learn also, just because I'm right, it doesn't give me the right. And a lot of people don't understand that I can be right, and that's not a get out of jail free card for however I want to act. I do not get to pass go. I do not get to collect $200, right? I have to stop and process my actions. So do I think that she still should have been respected? Yes, so that he can be in integrity with himself as a man. You don't put your hands on a woman.
My thing is this.
Well, you don't put your hands on nobody, male or female. I don't.
My thing is this. You can't act. The world has nuts in it.
Yeah.
Nuts, maniacs, crazy motherfuckers. You cannot expect another person to be able to control themselves. You always have to be more in control of yourself than thinking about the other person, right?
Right.
So when she's doing that, unfortunately, perfect world, she should have been able to get her shit off the same way he could get his shit off. A perfect world, two human beings, but you do have your son in the car, and you are a woman, and he's telling you, "I'm crazy." I'm telling you, I'm crazy.
Yeah, and you don't want to believe it.
And you're like, so I'm crazy too. I'm crazy too. And unfortunately.
And now she lost a life because of her ignorance.
Well, he lost his life.
No, I'm talking about her son. He ain't getting away with that.
Yeah, he got away with it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got away with it. He got released, and charge wasn't dropped. Yeah, he got arrested. He got arrested because it was self-defense of his mother. 14 years old, and but now his son has to live with the fact that he killed somebody.
That's what I'm so glad you said that, because that's exactly what I was about to circle back to. He still didn't get away with it.
Yeah,
and he was how old?
14.
So she thought it was okay to put her 14-year-old son in a position.
Glasses, like 14-year-old little kid, not no nigga.
Right.
Little kid.
Did you hear what I said earlier about women wanting men to do the things for them that their father should have done for them when they were a little girl? So you put your son, your baby, in a position to take a life so that you can prove that you're protected? Because that's what that comes back down to for me. She had her son in her back pocket.
I don't think so. I think she told her son to go to the car while she argued with this grown man. And her son saw the man start swinging on his mom. Her son grabbed her gun out the car and shot the nigga with her gun. Damn. So she tried to act like she got it against this grown man, and she didn't. He was wilding her up, and her son came in there and was like, "Yo, get off my mother." And
yeah, that's unfortunate.
It was more unfortunate when I saw her son get released, because I saw the kind of kid he was. You got the kids that's in the street. You got the kids that is like, oh, they work out or whatever, they basketball players, or you got the kids that's in the street, and then you got the kids that you know is in debate class.
Yeah,
he was a debate class kid. He was not that type of kid, but he is now, because those dreams, those memories, that the stigma from the world that's gonna put on him, you know, his friends, the community he's walking through. Oh, you tough, Dion. You kill nigga. Oh, yo, that's dangerous, Dion.
Yeah.
Now you dangerous, Dion. Now you don't know who's gonna want to challenge it. Right. Now you got to show back up because you already did something, and your ego comes into play. And next thing you know, you're in juvie.
Right.
3-4 years later. Because the world and this thing that's happened has kind of created a persona, and you're too young to even know, you know. So
yeah.
Speaking of ego, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that. Like, speaking of ego, that's what she failed to check in that moment. Like, there's no reason for you to go toe to toe with a fool or a crazy person, like you said. Like, sometimes you just gotta be like, yo, just go ahead, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to argue with a fool, you know what I mean? Because people can't tell who's who.
Yeah.
Come on,
you look
Jay.
like a fool too. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, there's no wins there. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's your ego. Like, I can't back down from this nigga.
That shit bothered me for a couple of days though, bro. The fact that I let homie get away with that, I was bothered for days.
That's ego.
That was
though.
your ego part of you, though.
I was bothered for days, bro. And I was just thinking, and I spoke to somebody, you know, from the hood. I was on the corner. I was talking to them. I went to go get a tuna melt or whatever it was. And I was talking to him, and he was like, yo, so what happens if you'd have put him out, right? What happens if you would have knocked him out? Meanwhile, you telling them about fucking in front of your crib.
Right.
You don't know that nigga? He know where you at, though. He know where you live at, which was somewhat of a, like, it was consoling that I allowed it to go that way, and I took the loss for the bigger picture, but my ego was, because I let this nigga get out and press me, and then I had all these moments when in life we'd have just had handled that right there, 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? But that shit really bothered me, man. I ain't gonna lie. Crazy shit is, I still be looking for his car. As I drive through the busy streets of New York City, I'll be like, that's him,
I'm glad you mentioned that though, and I really thank you for your vulnerability and sharing that, because that literally is a great picture of the duality of healing. Right? It's constantly your old you that you genuinely know was not serving you, fighting this new version that you're evolving into to come back, right? Because it was normal. Damn. That was the normal Tahoe, right? But now who you are becoming, that's what's supposed to be normal. Who you were, like who you're shedding, that was what was accepted. That's what was common. So that's what I mean around things that we make normal and things that are just common that we just slap a band-aid on, like, oh, well, this is how I was. I hate when people say in relationships, well, this is how I was raised, or this is just who I am. And it's like, and that's who you want to die being too?
That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
That's who you want to be right now? Today? You really want to go through that today?
Yeah.
That's really what's in my mind. And I was just looking like, oh, you put yourself in a wild situation. Get out this situation as fast as you can. That's literally what I was thinking of looking at homie, because I'm like, I got you, but that ain't me no more.
Yeah.
I don't want this no
and
more.
I'm not even going to let you let that be me.
Yeah, yo, Dukes, get away. Go away from me, please.
Before the old me show up.
You know what I mean?
I think for that topic too, what was worth mentioning with the young lady who was still like going back and forth, and I heard you mention like, or one of you guys saying like women being in masculine energy. I would be remiss to not say this, right? A lot of women, especially, were they black?
Yes.
Okay. Especially a lot of black women, and I'm not saying this to like justify or like come out of a place of accountability with black women. A lot of us are struggling with not showing up as masculine because of the protections that we just didn't have, or people that we trusted to protect us that didn't, right? So it is easy to like, yeah, and we gonna go toe to toe, because somewhere along my line, somewhere along my story, I was taught that I did need to take care of myself, and then a masculine present wasn't gonna be there to protect me, right? So around this conversation we have like women just bring too much masculine energy to relationships and things like this, is because for a very long time we did have to. For a very, very, very long time, especially in the black community, we did have to bring masculinity to the table. We did have to protect ourselves. But I do think as adults, we have to stop being ignorant to those things and choose to become knowledgeable around the parts of us that's like still hurting, still bleeding around those things, so that we can release those parts where we feel like we just got to continue to show up and protect ourselves. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, this was good.
It was. We had an very long conversation. I do have 2 more segments, but I think I'm gonna pass on those. We've been here for too long. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I want Cheesecake Factory.
Can I shout you out in public though, like right Please here do. In this platform?
Sure.
I want to commend you because you started this conversation. One of the questions you asked about women or men being more traumatized. I don't think that the world commends or applaud men who are healing enough to say like, yo, you did that. You did that. To take a moment to really reflect. That's the process. And you ask me like, what are the tools? What are the steps? You have them. To stop and look and process all of what was happening around you, what you needed to happen. Back to my picture about men being vision driven, right? So that you can make a decision in that moment to serve where you're going, where your children are going, what you want to know you want to leave in this earth. That's the work, Tahoe. So from my heart to yours, I want to say thank you, because that is the example that men need to see. I battle with this shit every day. It's hard. It's hard.
Difficult. That shit tormented me.
I know it did. My husband shared something like with that with me. He was like, it's just so hard to be soft with you because I'm scared to lose what makes me a man, what makes me a protector, what makes me be who I am. When people see me on these streets and think they're gonna pull up on me, if I'm soft with you, am I gonna be that in the world? And you just showed like, no, that's not it. I'm gonna do what I need to do when I have to, but at the same time, I genuinely think that it's really a fight for y'all. It's really a fight to let y'all guard down in those ways and to just do something different. But that like that out of this whole 5 hours of being here, that blessed me for real, because you asked how to do the work, and I just want you to know you are doing it. You're walking in it.
It is not a one-step thing. It's continuous, especially when your emotions are raised, especially when you're confronted with some shit. Because nigga, I was like, I was just like looking at him like, ooh, I got him. Like he not even thinking. I could just, because most times I'm gonna swing first.
Yeah.
Most times I'm gonna swing first. I'm
not gonna let you hit me.
We're not going through all that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. If we're gonna be aggressive, I'm gonna be aggressive first, and you gotta be recovering from me. So I'm looking at him like, he got out. It's lit. But I'm thinking to myself, you're bugging. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And that shit, even in the next couple of days, I was still like,
if I would have did this, I'd have came from.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd have caught him right here. He wouldn't even see me coming. Yeah.
Oh man. Let's get into the cap and no cap. Trav, I'm sorry I can't get into this week in these bitches. We have some great. I see the ones that you pulled out. They're really good. Now the cap and no cap segment is what's cap? It's a lie.
Yeah, you capping. That's a lie. You capitalizing
no cap.
right now. Yeah.
I agree. It's
a
bunch of tweets that we pulled off of the internet, and we run through these, and then we go home to our
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. Okay.
I think I want my husband to take me tonight. I'm dressed for Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah, you should.
You can go there with anything on.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Wedges included. Cap or no cap, you waste a single mother's kid free weekend, you will never hear from her again.
Ooh.
No cap.
No cap.
Son, I done had a chick tell me that. Oh, you canceling? I ain't have my kids, or I arranged something with my kids. Like, it's all good. It's all good. Like, yo, my, why you just mad? Yeah. Why you go so aggressive?
It's hard to get babysitters.
It's hard to get babysitters. This was my kid free.
Yeah,
Jesus,
no cap.
How long has it been, baby? You seriously? No cap?
Yeah, no cap. You're not about to waste my time.
Not your kid free weekend.
Yeah, not my kid free.
Jesus Christ.
Shit, I'm married and I be mad.
Cap or no cap at @sgreat_, even though I'm pretty sure he took this from somebody else, says, I remember when $200 in groceries had to go in the trunk. Now you can just put them 3 bags in the passenger seat.
No cap.
For real.
My joints right in the front.
For real.
No cap. Yeah. That's a no cap.
Yeah, no cap.
Go get some eggs, beef sausage.
Don't be vegan either. Yeah.
$200.
$64.
Does not go a long way. It does not.
It's like, yo, this is breakfast.
Especially if you're trying to eat healthy in any way. Shit.
No cap.
That money gone.
But who? Y'all was eating fucking healthy when y'all was younger?
Nah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Now, $200 now that I'm trying to eat better,
nothing.
that shit is gone.
Right. My butter costs $10 by itself.
My shit cost $14. What did you use?
Earth Balance, the vegan one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
The red
green,
one.
The one in the green?
The one in the red. Oh.
It comes in different colors.
There's a healthier version?
Some has soy, no soy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Soy, olive oil.
Butter?
Yeah.
Soy butter? It's non-dairy.
Because it's plant-based.
Yeah.
So some of the plant-based things are soy-based.
Y'all definitely going to live an extra 7 months.
I take it.
Cap or no cap, working a job is dumb as fuck. First off, it should not take 1 hour to make $15.
No cap on the second end.
I'm sorry. I mean, hey.
On the latter part of it, no cap.
My daughter is working minimum wage right now, and she kind of said the same thing to me. Like, yo, I do all of this shit an hour. It's $15. Like, I spoiled her though. I was like, yo, I mean, it was a lot easier to get it when you didn't have a job, right? You could just come to me and be like, yo, can I get some money? I give you $100. But you didn't have to do shit for it. Now you have to earn that motherfucker. So, working a job is dumb as fuck. First off, it should not take 1 hour to make $15. There was this whole debate about Waffle House employees making $25 an hour.
Yeah.
People was like, no, they should not make $25 an hour. You flip burgers and make T-bone steaks and eggs. No, you should make $17, $18 an hour like everybody else. What do y'all think? Y'all think that's too much?
No, I don't think it's too much.
$25 an hour for Waffle House?
No, I don't think that's too much. That's a customer service based job. It should be more.
Trump said, no, get the fuck out of here.
Because
have you ever had Waffle House though?
Yeah, I love Waffle House.
I hate they food.
Brand, the chain.
I love Waffle House. But it's a matter of like skill set and what type of skills do you need to get this job? It's an entry level position.
Emotional intelligence to deal with all the personalities that walk in there throughout the day. That's a skill set.
I mean,
I will not eat at a restaurant if the customer service is not on point.
Do you expect high levels of customer service at Waffle House though?
I do.
Everywhere though.
I expect high customer service in Dollar Tree, especially now that they're $1.25.
What do you really need to do at Waffle House?
Like,
Come on.
When you mentioned, was it Mastro's or
Mastro's?
I went there one time. The customer service was on another level. You understand what you're paying for. It's not, the steak is good, but you're paying for a certain level. I'm like, wow, you went through months of training. You really get it, like, on another level. Waffle House, I'm not expecting that.
Just
like,
bring the grits and the toast.
You might have a little attitude or something. Like, I might expect that more than the other side. Like, whatever. Okay, it's transactional. Make my waffles, put it in the bag.
Nah,
we out of here.
I
don't want you to be nasty with me, but I'm not expecting you stellar levels of customer service at Waffle House.
Yeah, I be writing emails. Where's your manager?
$25 an hour for Waffle House. Come on.
Everyone should be getting paid that much.
Everybody should.
Do you see the cost of living?
Who's paying them? You say they should, but who's paying them? If you're a business owner, you probably wouldn't feel that way. Like,
how much
if
money
you
they
own
make?
Waffle House, you'd be like, yeah, let's pay them $25.
No,
like, now I'm going to go out of business.
The funny thing is, Trom, the people in the room that are like, yeah, don't realize that you're the ones paying this $25 an hour.
Okay.
Right.
The prices of your waffle now goes up. The price of your eggs go up. The price of your grits go up. The price of the extra toast goes up. You're the one, and now instead of debating whether these people deserve to get paid more, you're debating why the fucking waffle is $9.
I have no problem with that because they deserve. I feel like people
Girl,
work
you don't
hard.
Even go, you go to Waffle House?
When it was around me, I did.
You went to Waffle House?
Yeah.
And you would pay $15 for a waffle because they increased the prices, the wages of the workers to $25 an hour. You would pay $15 a waffle.
I feel like the workers deserve to get paid that much. Like, I don't think that's a whole different conversation because whole minimum wage shit, like, that's too low.
But paying the cost is not. It's the same conversation.
How about everything is high now anyways? So, like, everything is going up. So where's my money going?
Work the jobs that afford them the lifestyle that they want to live. You don't want to make $15 an hour? Don't work a damn job that only pays $15 an hour. That's the end of that.
I've been thinking about driving a UPS truck for weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
They increased their fucking pay to $170. I've been like, man, I could do that.
An hour?
Oh, $170 a year.
$170K. Oh, yeah, I think my husband was telling me that.
Oh, shit. As soon as I'm finished sanitation, I might go get me a UPS job.
Yeah.
$170. Shit, that's easy. Driving around, whoop, here, take your package.
And it ain't even a lot of money. I was about to say, and it's not even a lot of money when you get it. I promise you that.
Cap or no cap, some of y'all niggas be talking like y'all tired of women and ready to try men. I'm so tired of this. Look at you. You going no cap? You going no cap on that? I'm going cap.
That's cap.
Come on. Nigga could be tired of women and still like pussy. Like, come on. Don't want no dick.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah, that was funny. I'm sorry.
You like it? You like it?
I think it was just funny. I just digressed.
And it's deflective. Like if men are calling women out on things that they may not be doing right. Oh, you must want one fucking nigga. You must be gay. Like,
hello.
Or
come on, Trom. What you call him, Trom? Yeah, that part. Because women be deflecting and don't be wanting to take accountability. Yeah, that's no cap. They out of control with that one.
Cap or no cap, at Just Jewel says men are better friends to men than women are to women. No cap. Cap. Jesus Christ, I'm in between.
Read that one again. I ain't digested
Men
it.
are better friends to men than women are to women.
That's cap.
I don't know.
Everybody's saying cap.
I don't know.
That's cap.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's cap.
I want to say that when y'all are there for each other, y'all are there for each other. Y'all go out a lot. Y'all spend a lot of intimate moments with each other. I will give y'all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But y'all shed a best friend like motherfucking hair, like cat shed hair in the
If they do
summertime.
something to them?
Right. Don't be mad at me because I got boundaries.
Y'all quick to bloop out of here. Bloop, that bitch is funny.
Exactly.
Bloop, that bitch is fake.
Yeah.
Bloop, that
It
bitch
depends,
bloop,
though.
that bitch
All
is
women are
mad
not like
fast.
that. All women are not like that. I'm gonna talk through a thing with you before you get deleted. No, we had a couple of conversations. If you continue to cross certain boundaries, then yeah, you gotta go.
Strong, good.
Get clipped.
Now, I'm on the fence with you, Tahoe, because I feel like, to your point, that women be quick to fall out of friends, but are they better friends when they're there and they're actually friends? Maybe. But they fall out more often. So it's like, I don't know. Which is better?
And men be sleeping with their homeboys' wives.
But they still friends.
Right.
But they still friends. Cap or no cap. My nigga and my man is two totally different titles. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No cap on that.
Cap. Bitch, if I'm your nigga, I'm your man. I don't care if you got another man.
Oh, this
You
is
with
written
me?
from a woman?
Yeah. Yeah, if you with me.
I was thinking
I'm
from a
your nigga.
homeboy
I was thinking
perspective.
from a homeboy perspective too. Like,
That's
What's-
my
what's
nigga.
up?
yeah, that's my
man.
man's. But if that's my nigga, yeah, like that's my bro.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant it from that perspective.
All right, so
From the dating perspective,
I can't even
it's
believe that that's how
definitely
y'all
different.
looked at that as male and male.
Cause I thought about it like, yo, that's my man.
Niggas don't write memes. Niggas ain't writing this meme. My nigga and my
niggas
man
don't
is two
write
totally
memes.
different titles. Let that sink. What kind of nigga does that?
From the dating perspective,
Niggas
it's,
ain't doing
it's
that.
definitely two different things.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Don't write memes.
No, I said cap because if I'm your when I'm with you, I'm your man. Until you go home to your man. So I don't care if I'm just your nigga. You my shorty. You my chick. What you mean? Don't disrespect me when you here for these 6 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is. And you go home to your family. What? What's the difference?
That's your homeboy.
That's my chick.
So you her nigga.
Yeah.
But if you her man,
Yeah.
then it's different.
What's the difference? That's my pussy. While you're here. The fact that you fucking with me and you got a nigga, a man at home.
That's your homeboy.
So
the
that's
man at
why-
home is your homeboy,
All
right? Because we
you
was talking
doing
about the
no,
question
no,
about.
No, you doing. No,
Yeah.
You talking about the male friendship
She
thing.
go
We
too
talking
far.
about the
I know,
dating.
I know.
She go too far. I don't fuck my homeboy's girl. She just
Yeah, I was circling it back to that.
Yeah. No.
Ooh.
Cap or no cap, y'all would rather wear jeans all the way up to y'all titties than go to the gym.
No cap.
No cap. Yo, have you ever seen the whole bottom, the fupa being this big? The fupa shit, ladies. All right.
No cap.
Cap or no cap, adulting is coming home and getting upset because you left a light on all day.
No cap.
Son, I be tight. My daughter
Yeah,
went
no
out of
cap.
town, and I came home one night and her shit had been on because I
Yeah.
spent the night somewhere else. I came home and her light was on. I was like, yo,
Really?
this girl has no idea what the fuck I go through around here.
That's cap
Yeah.
for me. I'm frugal, but I don't be counting shit like that. I ain't like, like on I Hate Chris, where the dad was like, oh, you just spilled 42 cents worth of milk. I'm not that. I don't be counting little shit like
The
that.
last
do.
question of the day. We've had a good episode. Shout out to everybody that stayed here for this long. I think I missed my Cheesecake Factory time that we went over.
It might be open late on Fridays.
Cap or no cap, why would I lie? Gotta be top 5 lies of all time.
No cap.
Easily no cap.
Yeah,
Easily
no cap.
That's shit. Come on, Trav. Don't put obvious shit in here.
Why would I lie?
It's
That's the
biggest
gas.
lie
That's
in
the
world.
biggest gaslighting statement.
That's you questioning gaslighting.
Uh-huh.
You have been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sitting here with us through 2 episodes.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
I'm hoping you enjoyed your time with
I
us
definitely
today.
did. Yeah.
Please tell the people where to find you and how much availability you have because they're going to be hitting you up. The husband calling me right now.
I can answer this one sec.
Yeah, go ahead.
On there.
Babe, we almost done. We wrapping up.
We're done now. It's over.
Yeah, you heard me?
Yes, it is over. Y'all already
Hello?
know. Man, he banged it on you. Yo, positive
But I can't hear
relationship.
him.
Positive relationship skills.
But yeah.
He's like, all right now.
You can find me on Instagram at I am Shivonne Davis. And you said what was the other one?
How much availability you have?
How much availability do I have? Well, I'm reopening my group coaching program November 7th. So if you're trying to get in there, let's go. If you're looking at coaching with me on a one-on-one basis, you can DM me. I have about 4 spots available for couples. Yeah, follow me. I am Shivonne Davis on Instagram.
That is IAMSHIVONNEDAVIS.
Do you only speak to couples, no individuals?
No, I do. And I speak with individuals as well. I do premarital dating, the pre to premarital, right? A singles guide to dating with intention, premarital for couples who are engaged. And I do one-on-one life coaching as well. Living intentionally, forever evolving. If you just want to start healing some of those things before you jump into a relationship.
Awesome.
Living intentional forever. Oh, it's life.
Yeah, life.
Yeah, I seen what happened just now. I was like, okay, those words don't really make sense unless it's an acronym.
You accept any types of
insurance?
insurance?
Right, yeah, this is fire.
I don't accept insurance at this time.
Oh.
Cash is king.
Come with that
Cash
bread.
is king. Yeah.
Come with that paper. You heard?
Yeah.
You heard?
You're going to leave with breakthrough, though.
Send that Zelle.
We love you. We thank you. I don't got a third one. What's the third one? We love you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And we appreciate your time.
Yeah, fuck y'all. So shameless.